Good afternoon. This is Billy with the RV Factory. I'm just going to do a little quick rundown, try to get most everything I can in. So they're like a little how-to video for you. We'll just do a quick one real quick, and if there's any questions, you can just call the factory and we'll get you an answer right away when you receive your trailer. So first I like to start off at the in-command system where everything basically is at. First is your generator. You can start it from in here or outside. Just prime it and then start it, and then it will say stop when you want to shut it off. Second is your awnings, in and out, and the awning lights. Most of it's fairly self-explanatory, but I like to give you a little rundown. In and out with your slides. The slides only go in or out with your finger on the button. Once you release, it'll stop. That way if something happens, it don't automatically keep going. Your lights, you can set most of your ceiling lights, all your ceiling lights, sorry, are all dimmable. So if you go down a little bit, you don't want it as bright, you can set them, and once you set them, they'll stay there every time you turn on and off the unit. Next is your ramp awning, which is your rear. You just in and out, same thing. Triggers are your tank heaters. So once you turn them on, your front half, every tank has a heating pad on it. Front half, back half, just click them. You'll hear them click on and off. If it gets below 32 degrees, you'll want to kick those guys on. Climate, you got your garage, living room, and bedroom. All you have to do is click it on. You can have fan, cool, heat, and auto. So if you have it, if it's warmer than 35 degrees, you can switch it over to electric. It will heat with your ACs. Instead of burning up all your gas, you can just have it on auto. So whatever you set your temperature at, that's what it'll go to, and it'll automatically kick on from heat pump or to AC as the day goes on. If it starts warming up during the day, it automatically keeps it set right where you want it. And when you want them off, just go ahead and shut them off. But setting them with the heat pump's really nice. That way it's always a set climate for you. Settings in there, this is where you go to Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, your passcodes, anything like that. Or if there's an update, you come into here. In your bag there will be a folder showing instructions on how to do that. And there is an app, the in-command app. If you go to the app store, in-command, download that, and you can access your trailer that way, and literally do all your slides in and out from outside from your phone, which is kind of nice, especially your awnings. The bottom you have your voltage, your water pump, interior lights, which is all your lights. So if you come in and you want them all off, you just hit that on and off, so it shuts them all off. Exterior lights and security lights. Your security lights are your top lights, white lights all the way around your unit that shine all the way around on the top, and your exterior lights are your bottom blue lights, your jack lights, and your step lights. So that's pretty much it on your in command. Up top is you have all switches. So your walkway switch, this is your camera switch, so you can always just leave that on for your camera for traveling, or if you're set for the week or you want to month or whatever, you can just shut that off. But you got to have that switch on for your camera for when you put it in your truck. You're in command to have it unplugged, so that's why that's not on right now. Or your inverter. Your tanks, it also has a battery. Your fresh tank, your gray tank, galley, and black tank, so that's all in the front half. So the back half is only going to be your black and your gray, or your black and your galley, fresh. For some reason those are backwards. I'll have to fix that before it leaves. Not a big deal, it's just a wire in the back. So when you flip over to tank 1, it's your front half. Flip over to tank 2, that's your back half for your bathroom. Upstairs, your water heater. You go to the outside, turn your water heater on, then come to the inside and flip it up. 1 is regular, 2 is eco mode, but the center is off. You can winterize down, which is just a plug-in you could buy. It's an extra thing if you want to keep water in it while you're traveling. Not necessary. And then the bottom is clean mode. Clean mode is about a 2-hour clean. All it does is descale it. Most people just do it once a year. So if you're ready to make sure there's nothing in it, make sure you're ready to sit for 2 hours, because it takes about 2 hours to clean. Pretty much it, beside your washer, dryer up front, and then all your switches by your beds. Each side has a 110 and your switches, and underneath are your reading lights, which are the manual. Your washer, dryer up front, your shoe rack, closet, your 5G up top. If you want to add a SIM card, if you have like Verizon, you can add a SIM card to it. You just push this button up and slide that back, pull that down, you can pull out the SIM card and put your Verizon card in, or AT&T, whichever you prefer. Your TV, all the remotes will be by the bag, or in the bag. Your keys are in your bag. I'll probably give a set to your driver. They're both right here. And then I'll leave a set hanging, that way everything gets locked up for you. Underneath, we always keep our microwave glass in the drawer because it's heavy, and then if the door opens while traveling, it'll fall out. Underneath is where you store your countertop covers, your sink covers. So you can take them off, slide them underneath this drawer, and then it's all hidden for you. Your stove, sink, stored underneath. Your shutoffs, I do want to show you your shutoffs real quick. Kind of get Edgar down here. So this shutoff is to your fridge. You open that up when you're ready for your ice and water. Just go ahead and open this valve, and that'll get water to it. There is another valve underneath, and then one right behind the refrigerator. There's a little access door with a 751 key. There's 3 shutoffs just in case you ever need to shut it off somewhere real quick. You have 3 spots to shut it off. This is an important one. If you do ever add a dishwasher, that's what this for. This has a plug in it and a shut off on it. So if you do add a dishwasher at some point underneath, your drain line goes in here, and then your water connection's right there, all set up, ready to go for you. In the garage, you have your sub, your garage radio, your amp. Right underneath is your main breaker box, and it has your main service disconnects, and everything's labeled quite well so you can see, make sure everything's on or off. We have them all off right now just to have off, but we'll have everything on ready to go, besides the disconnects underneath, which I'll show you here in just a second. In the back, everything's up. This is your bed lift. Right now it has the pins in the side of it, so it can't go up or down, but you just hit your button down and it'll stop where you want it to stop, or it'll go down all the way until the bed's there. Your ladders, the eucalyptus foldable ladders. So once that's down, you can just hook your ladder on. These are your steps for your side patio and your rear. And these are your legs. Each one of these legs go on the side patio. And there is a YouTube video out there for them at Lux RV YouTube, I believe it is. But yeah, your camera up top, so that won't be hooked to your truck when you're traveling. You can look inside. That's all installed for you. Your side patio, it's locked. Make sure that's locked. These guys just fold out once you put your door down. They fold out. And then you put your steps on and your bracket on. That just gives you an extra support for the weight. This guy. And then behind the TV is the last thing. In the inside that mainly I want to show you, you grab this lever. It pulls out. And then behind the TV, we'll go this way so it's easier for Edgar to see the panels. I have the panels off right now so you can see the fuse panels. Underneath are LED strips, so those lights will light up if there is a fuse ever out, and each one is labeled to know what's what if one is out. Underneath here are your in command, so if one of your sections the lights aren't working, if it's dark and you can see the lights, but I'm gonna pull one of these guys off, And the reset button's right here if you ever have to reset them. If a section of lights are not working, you just hit your reset right there and that light should be solid. That'll reset the lights. If there's a power surge or whatnot, it does sometimes affect them, but not normally. And this guy will lock right back in place. Take that back away. I'll put your fuse panels back in. Then outside, it might be a little loud out there sometimes. Hopefully you can hear me. Your outside radio, you just hit it, just hold the button, it'll turn on. We do have your outlet, an outside outlet here too, is GFI protected. All your GFIs are ran through your bathroom. Just hold the button and turn it back off. Underneath in your pass-through, you have your LED lights and your regular lights. Everything's all tucked away. These are your slide slickers. There is a welcome package here for your tanks, your filters for your water, your tire sensors. Everything's hooked up. All you have to do is take the monitor out and put it in your truck. Here, your touch-up paint now in a box, so if you do have a little chip or whatnot, they do have all your colors to touch up your paint. Your surge protector for when you get back. Your quick disconnect hose for your outside shower. It does have a nozzle in there. And then your manual crank for your main slides if you do need it, which you should never need it, but it's there. Your tanks, there's two 40-gallon tanks, one on this side, one on the other. The regulator is on your door side, and there's selector switch. So right now, if you point towards the front, it goes to the short hose, which is right here on your driver's side or your door side. You can flip it over for your roadside tank, or you can leave it in the middle, which draws both tanks. Not recommended, because if you run out of fuel, then you're out completely. So I always leave it on one. That way you know when you're out of one tank, you can switch it over and you have a full tank. Underneath the pass-through is your generator. Same thing. Just hold the button down until she flashes, and then go ahead and start. Hold it down again and it'll shut it off. Underneath are your two quick disconnects and your lights. So you have your 12 volt and 110 disconnects underneath, and your 4 batteries. This is your brake controller. Just make sure that's always full. And this is your jack. And that one stays about 3/4, because once the fluid leaves the jacks or drains the jacks, you don't want to overflow your tank. So it's about 1/2 to 3/4 when your jacks are down. When your jacks are all the way up, this guy will fill all the way back up. So if you fill it up when your jacks are down, then it will just all overflow back into the unit. Underneath, this is the disconnect for your brakes. If your breakaway, if it does, make sure you got that guy tucked in, and then your 7-way. Your jacks. When you come over to your jack panel, just hit the power on. The lights should be your only two. When you unhook, your fronts are only your fronts. They always stay. So your back 4 jack pads, you can manually do it. I've already leveled it, auto leveled it. So all you have to do is when you get to your site, you get your truck out, put it back down close to being level, and hit auto level. Once you hit auto level, it'll do everything for you. When you're ready to pack up, your fronts will stay down, and just hit all retract. And it does have an automatic shut off, so about after 2 minutes it shuts itself off. Underneath this side, plus your slide tray. I didn't show you that, but both sides, whatever side you're on, you hit the lever and it'll pull towards you. If you go to the other side, same thing, it'll pull towards the other side. Underneath the pass-through, I'll get Edgar to kind of slide in here with me. Right now it's bypass through your filters. So you switch that, or you change your filters out, switch that over, and then you turn your 2 regular lines on. That way it goes through your system and shut that guy, so that way it's not bypassing it. Underneath farther, there's 4 levers. One that's off, the other 3 are on. The one in the center should always be off. That's your bypass, to bypass the water heater. The other 3 are your lines, circulating line, line in, line out. And there is a light switch for underneath there, just for that. The other 2 are for your LED strip and your overhead lights. On this side is your water box. Here's where your disconnect is. It is hot and cold water. If you do winterize, just like the same thing, you pop that cap, and then you have a short hose for your winterizer. You just flip that up to winterize, turn your water pump on it, and then go in and go through your whole system. Your black flushes for your black tanks. Once you go to dump, go ahead and open your levers, and then put your hose to each one for, I'd say, 2-3 minutes each. That way it kind of flushes the whole tank out. There's a bunch of sprayers inside the tank, flushes it out. City fill is just direct connect to your unit. Flip it over to tank, it'll fill your tank until it's full. You can monitor that from that switch inside. Flip it back to city when you're ready for city, but if you do want water in your tank, just flip it over to tank. Your city will automatically, once you turn your water pump on, if the park runs out of water or that shuts off, it'll automatically draw from your tank once you turn your water pump on. This is your connection for the city water connection. Just hook your hose into that and it should be ready to go. There you do have 2 fresh tanks on here. Your first tank, front tank, back tank. Just when you go to fill it, when you flip it over tank, it'll fill the first tank up, then you flip it over, fill the second tank up. This is your low point valves to drain them. So when you get ready to unhook, make sure your water hose is off. Go ahead and flip these guys. It'll drain all the water out of the system. And then just close them back when you're done. Your park cable, if the campground has cable. And then your satellite, if you have a portable satellite, you can just hook it in here. These are your pull valves for your drains for the front, which is connected to here. Your 2 sewer hose connectors, those just twist off, open those up. Up here is your water heater itself. Right now I do have the water filter out, so just flip this guy in, slide the filter in, shut it before you turn your water on, shut it, and then you're good to go. Flip your switch on, does not matter if it's up or down, it's the same. There's no bypass circulating mode, it automatically circulates. Underneath it, it's your, right now they're open, I'll get them shut. I always recommend to open this valve last, to open your front 2 underneath them in your water box, and then open this guy and let it out. Down here, and for the back bathroom, your 2 valves are right through this little door. So just go ahead and pull them 2, and they're ready to go to flush. So I'm going to lock that now. Behind that's your power cord reel. You just push the button, it goes in, it has an automatic release so that you can just pull it out. Sometimes you have to push it a little bit. Your front tank, which is your generator. Your back tank is your 40-gallon auxiliary. Just hold the off button, which will power it back up, and turn it on. So now we can turn the pump on, which automatically comes to your gas pump. You can, for your 40-gallon, you can take your 40-gallon, pump it into your 20-gallon, or you fill up your toys with it. Either way, when you shut it off, it automatically retracts the gas what's in the hose, puts it back in the tank so it's not dripping all over you. Your ladder and your vents. So just pull your 2 clips. Right now that's on clip, but we do put zip ties on so that people don't lose their clips. So once it pushes up, you put your clips in. secure it up so then it can't fall down. Your rear latches, just pick the handle up, turn it to the side, and then you can pull it and it's ready to go. That's the Bauer black key. Underneath you have a quick disconnect for a gas hose. Just make sure when you disconnect it, you have to open this valve here, connect it. You have to also close the valve for the gas to get back to it. So if you don't close the valve once you're connected, it will not let gas flow. That automatically hooks the hose and it can't release it. Your side patio, pretty much same concept. Just flip it open, pull the door down, and that is your silver key. Underneath there is the valve for your ice maker. So the one inside by your underneath your sink, the one here, and also the one right behind the fridge is a regular one if you ever need to disconnect it, drain your line. That one's open. The other two are closed right now, so you don't really have to mess with that until you're ready if you need to drain lines for some reason. Other than that, just make sure your door, when you go to put your steps in, make sure your door is almost all the way open. Flip your steps up, and I kind of hit them when you put them up. And same thing with your handle. All you have to do is hit the bottom, slide that closed, and put your pin through. So that's just a little quick how-to video. But if you do have any questions, just go ahead and contact us here at the RV Factory, and we'll get everything situated for you. Thank you.